Good to have you with us tonight, folks. Thanks for watching. Tonight, President Obama will lay out common sense proposals to move America forward in his 6th State of the Union address. Now, right after the president's address, all eyes are going to be focused on this lawmaker, the new senator from Iowa, Joni Ernst. Senator Mitch McConnell has selected, let's call it like it is, a fringe Tea Party senator to respond to the president. Senator McConnell thinks that Ernst represents the change America is looking for.
Senator Joni Ernst will be delivering the response to the State of the Union for our side this year. She is a perfect choice. Americans voted for change, and Senator Ernst will explain what the new Congress plans to do.
Well, let's take a look at Senator McConnell's perfect choice. First of all, Joni Ernst opposes a federal minimum wage across the board, not even what it is right now. She wants to privatize Social Security. That is one of her options to reform the program. Ernst wants to eliminate the Internal Revenue Service, the Department of Education, and the EPA. She made all this clear in her debates.
We've already talked about closing the door to the IRS. I think that would be a wonderful start. Let's close the door. Let's scrap the tax code. And again, let's find something that's fairer, flatter, and simpler. But then there's other departments that we could be looking at also. And I've talked about these before, but closing the doors to the Department of Education at the federal level, and not just because it would save taxpayer dollars, but because I do believe that our children are better educated when it's coming from the state and the localities. Let's shut down the federal EPA and focus on those issues here in the state, where the state knows best how to protect the resources.
Jacobs, here's more from the perfect choice. Ernst said that she would have voted against the Farm Bill in the middle of the country. She called the Clean Water Act damaging for business. And, of course, Ernst isn't schooled up on the science of climate change either.
I don't know the science behind climate change. I can't say one way or another what is the direct impact from whether it's man-made or not. I've heard arguments from both sides, but I do believe in protecting our environment. But without the job-killing regulations that are coming out of the EPA, which is what Congressman Braley supports.
Just to clarify, you do accept that climate change does exist?
I do believe that our climate is changing, but again, I'm not sure what the impact of man is upon that climate change.
So Joni Ernst is another denier. Ernst wants to repeal Obamacare. She opposed the same-sex marriage. She supports a personhood amendment for unborn fetuses. Ernst has called President Obama a dictator and floated the idea of impeachment.
Yes, absolutely. He is overstepping his bounds. And I do think that yes, he should face those repercussions. Now, whether that's removal from office, whether that's impeachment, but as a U.S. Senator, absolutely.
The National Rifle Association has given Ernst an A rating. Speaking to an NRA gathering back in 2012, Ernst said that she would use a gun to defend herself from the government.
I have a beautiful little Smith & Wesson 9mm, and it goes with me virtually everywhere. But I do believe in the right to carry, and I believe in the right to defend myself and my family, whether it's from an intruder or whether it's from a government, should they decide that my rights are no longer important.
So what's the bottom line here? Joni Ernst being selected to respond to the President of the United States makes a mockery of the State of the Union, if the Republicans want to get along. Joni Ernst chosen to respond is an absolute joke. Americans, you know what we're looking for? Solutions. Tonight, President Obama will outline his vision for America in the last 2 years. The president wants free community college tuition. He wants to expand high-speed internet, even in rural America, where Joni Ernst comes from. He's going to talk about Cuba tonight and immigration and climate change. He will outline his new tax plan to end loopholes for the mega rich in America and help the middle class. Americans are not looking for a partisan hack to degrade and dismiss the President of the United States. The country wants Congress to work with President Obama. Ernst is just another Republican against everything the president wants to accomplish and on every